remote first and international for dummies is the first thing. Let's look at asynchronous and synchronous tasks. And then, so there are certain things just in life that are better done live between people. But there are ways to be asynchronous about it and processes that can supplant or help buttress that. So for example, at Metafy, let's talk about our all hands meeting every 2 weeks. We have people from California all the way to Sydney. Our CTO is literally in Sydney, and our CEO spends time between Pittsburgh and New York and everywhere else in between. How do we run that when we're 40 of us? So first and foremost, the slot changes between a short and a long meeting every 2 weeks, and it floats around between more of an AM slot, more of a PM slot to catch people. We create a space pre-meeting for questions. We use a pitch for the actual PowerPoint, and that centers an open link right after the meeting. We record it as well at the same time. So that way you can be live in the experience. If you can't make it, you can still feel heard and by submitting your questions, and you can review it in 1.5 speed if you actually want to see the whole meeting, and then there's follow-up links after. That's broken what people always talk about. How do we do stand-ups, or how do we do all hands? That's one example there to really unpack between what you need async and synchronous at the same time. Also, there are certain things that are just fundamentally worse when you're not here live together in this. So for example, support, anything that has an SLA that needs a quick turnaround time, I would always encourage, have a rough rule of plus minus set time zones, because your customers, your clients, or your staff might need instantaneous answers. Then I'll move on to probably to move towards this space is how passionate you need to be at documentation, which I'm really bad at actually. I hate writing stuff down after I've done, but it's one of those things that actually, if you have a Notion page, if you use Confluence, if you use Coda, all of those, put it in a situation where have call it like a bus file. So if I get run over by a bus tomorrow, what will somebody need to pick up, the logins with one password, all of that there, and then just do that, let that be your job.